Good morning and welcome to Blindformers. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today I will be verbally instructing you on how to transform Transformers Alternators Shockblast from their Mazda 8 mode into their robot mode. So whether you are visually impaired or sighted, please sit down and give me a listen as I verbally explain to you. That way, if you're a sighted person, you never need to take your eyes off of the transformer to understand what I'm talking about. And if you're a sightless person, well, you don't need to worry about misunderstanding the instructions. I'll do my best to explain it to you in the instructions a blind person can understand, because at the end of the day, I am blind, and this is just how I do it. So listen along with me as I explain, and please go below and help me raise awareness for the visually impaired and the blind by clicking the like button, sharing, and subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. And please leave me a comment below and tell me about your favorite Transformer alternator. Like, which one is your favorite? So let's get into it without further ado. Okay, to start this transformation off, I like to first open the doors because it just helps out, and you just open each side, and that will give you a little extra space to maneuver in. There we go. All the doors are open. Cool. Next step is I like to get this the rear of the vehicle out of here. So first off, what I like to do is put my thumb inside of the inside of the vehicle and put it against this back windshield as much as you can. Then pull up with your other fingers laid flat across the back windshield so you don't break your back windshield, you don't crack it. It is still clear plastic, so be careful with it. I mean, these guys are 20 years old now, okay? Now, go ahead and fiddle with this stuff. Let's get in here and pull out these seats. So first, for the rear of the vehicle, you want to pull the running board. Oh, that doesn't move. You want to pull the door out as far as you can and then reach under here with your fingertips. There it goes. I was looking for that click. I was trying to get pressure. So you can break the back of the vehicle, and it turns the vehicle into a 90, it gives the vehicle a 90-degree angle just behind the front seats. So you want to break the vehicle down so that it's at a 90-degree angle. This will allow you to get your hands in there and actually pull back these two seats. So in the rear of the vehicle, there's two rear seats, and each has a hinge. The hinge is in the center, towards the center of the vehicle, and the exterior of the hinge, where you can actually move it, is going to be out towards these doors. So grab the rear seat by the furthest part of it that is towards the exterior. Like whichever part of the seat is closest to the door, grab it by that corner and pull it around. And then you want to do the same on the other one. There's this nice negative zone behind these seats where you can shove your fingertip in there and give it that nice little pull. It's a tight ratchet, so if you need to give it a little force, you can, but I wouldn't advise giving it too much force. Just be aware, the hinge itself is in the center. So there we go. Now that you've gotten both of those pieces pulled back, we can then do something fun, which is grab this hinged part of the vehicle mode, where it like folded down 90 degrees. You want to grab that part with one hand, and then you want to grab the rear of the vehicle with the other hand, and you're going to pull. And we're just going to pull, and hear those ratchets as we're pulling. We're actually pulling the legs out of their folded up mode so that we actually get these two wonderful feet and a bunch of leg. There we go. Now that we've pulled it out all the way and the legs are straight, reach back in here and go ahead and close those two seat backs that we unfolded. They're basically doors to help you get into this transformation. But now that we've pulled the legs out, we know we need those doors shut. And then you can go ahead and fold the rear doors and the rear running boards backwards over those seat backs. You've got to protect the leather from getting too messed up. So fold it back over that. Then come around here to the front of, well, to the rear of the vehicle mode, or the front of the feet, I should say, because where you folded the seats back, that's the back of the foot. So come over here to where the the license plate is on the vehicle, and that area itself is going to need to move. But first, we're going to need to break these feet apart from one another. They're all connected together, so just pull each leg apart from itself, and that's going to allow you to pop the trunk with your thumb. Just pull the trunk open a little bit, and reach in there, and we're going to pull this back of the vehicle, including the license plate, but not the trunk. So below the trunk, but at the license plate. And you want to pull that piece out and tease it around a little bit. It's on its own little hinge. It moves around. It does a lot of stuff that I really don't understand why it does them, but whatever. It moves around a lot. Now we can do the other side. Grab that, and we're going to pull it. Come on, tease it. Open that trunk just a bit. Get it out there. There it goes. Fold it down. Wiggle it around. It's now in its perfect position. Then we're going to go ahead and reach in here, and there's this little piece that we can pull out. And it's going to actually kind of rest with this piece of the foot pulled out. We can just rotate this foot. Come on. Get that piece out a bit more, and then rotate this piece down. And there you have it. I think that they're supposed to actually merge together. If we can get them to do that, that would be excellent, but I don't think we can. It's not the best bit of the transformation, in my opinion. Oh well, we've gotten it as far as we can. There we go. Okay, so now that we've rested that foot into that little socket piece, let's grab this little socket piece and rotate it. There's this little piece that rotates from the underside of the foot, and it rotates up. And we're just going to try and rest it with this that foot pad we're fiddling with that can do all this moving around and stuff. I get why it moves around. It's for that piece right there, making sure everything fits together, and it rotates down just a bit on the side to kind of clean that up. Okay, now that we've done all that, let's go ahead and rotate. So the back of the vehicle here, the top of the vehicle mode, rotates around, but we can't really play with it too much until we get these seats taken care of that are in the center. So go ahead and just to help you out, because it is a clear plastic, just rotate, fold that rear window down just a bit, so that if you bump into it or something, it's at a loose connection, and the chances of it breaking are far less. So we're now going to move around here to the front of the vehicle mode, and we're going to pull these arms out. So go ahead and pull the arms down. They're going to rotate down, each of them. They're on the underside of the vehicle, so just reach in there and pull it out, and it's going to rotate all the way down. You can make sure they rest all the way down. Then once they're down, unfold each arm. One arm has a gun because he's Shockblast, and the other arm has a hand. And by the way, I never got Meister, so I have no idea if there's actually a weapon that's supposed to be hidden in here or not, because this guy did not come with a weapon, as I recall. Now we're going to come over here to the head, and we're going to pull the head down, and you see how I have the head folded up where what I did is I spun the head 180 degrees from where it's facing, and then I picked it up like he's looking towards the ceiling, and that's how you actually fold the head up. So you want to rotate the head 180 degrees and bring it down, and now it's at its correct position. So come over here to the arms, and if you feel this hinge, so the arm is connected to this wheel. The wheel area is connected to this little spot that's a little like right angled corner of a square, and there's a hinge, so you want to rotate it up at that hinge, and we can come over here to the other side and do the same, rotate it up at the hinge, so that now we have a little right angled thing that's like a little wall. Then we have a flat area, then we have another little wall as it's connected to the core of the robot. Those guys are just going to hang out there for a little bit and just let his arms be. I do like how stiff those joints are. They're really nice. Next step is we're going to actually come over here to this the inside of the vehicle, and we're going to fold the running boards up. So fold each of the running boards to the side of the vehicle. You can feel those. Running boards are that piece of vehicle that's under the front doors and under the rear doors, and there's a seat here. So you fold, instead of like a lot of the other Transformers, the running board would fold down towards the inside, but this one's actually going to fold up so that the top of the running board, that piece where the door rests on, is actually going to be flat against the bottom of the seat. And it's going to be the same on both sides. And then you want to rotate the seats forward. like with the running boards in Wind Charger, where they went forwards towards the underside of the vehicle. This one, the entire side of the passenger seat side and the driver's seat side each fold forwards, and the underside of the vehicle for each of those, the driver's side underside and the passenger seat underside, are actually going to meet with one another, and these running boards that are folded up to create a really nice looking robot core. I love how this does and how this comes together. But once you put it together, it's very wiggly and wobbly because we've got multiple joints going there. So you want to be very careful with that. Now that you folded the seats up and you folded the seat floors, or the floors of the passenger and driver side, so they are flat against each other and made this block. Feel on the underside of it, you'll find that there are two 2mm pegs sticking out. And then on the top, there's a couple of little bits and pieces that seem like they actually connect to other things. We've got a couple of peg holes. Now, what we're going to do first is reach down here to his groin area, his crotch, and feel there is two little bitty holes that are 2mm peg holes. So we're going to move his crotch up 180 degrees, 90 degrees, and it's going to snap into place. Those two peg holes I just talked about, we're going to go directly into the two pegs that are at the core, and that's going to be what connects the core to the bottom of the robot. So there we have the core and the bottom of the robot are now connected. Next step is the most difficult in my opinion, and that's because of the stupid hood and how much it likes to fall off. So first step, we want to come over here. Now that we've freed up a lot of space on the rear of the vehicle, or the interior of the vehicle doesn't have an interior anymore, and I think that's awesome that we've just done away with the interior. We can fold the roof of the vehicle and rotate it on a ball hinge. It's on a ball hinge, so it will rotate 180 degrees so that the inside roof of the vehicle is now facing outside, and the outside roof of the vehicle is now facing inside. Then you want to fold the rear windshield up so that the rear windshield, the bottom of it, the side that would be facing the trunk, is actually facing the part of the front windshield that would be connected to the roof. I just like how that happens. I think it's fun, and we can now just fold this entire assembly backwards as we fold the front of the vehicle mode forwards. Now comes the part that I hate with this transformation, and I hate getting this stupid thing, and I know it's already disconnected itself. I can just feel that it's already screwed itself. So we're going to do our best to not have the hood fall off by keeping our thumb pressed down on the hood at all times, keeping that hood pressed down against the front of the vehicle mode. Trust me on this. This head with its weird little rabbit ears for Shockwave is just a little bit on the difficult side to get in there. It's already screwing up. Ah, it's already screwed it. No, we got to fold it back and put put this back in place. There we go. Are you guys back in place? Excellent. Now let's try it again. This time let's not screw up the hood. Come on, come on. Don't screw the hood. Don't screw the hood. We've got it. Okay. Don't screw the hood up. Don't screw the hood up. Get in. Get through there without screwing the... Oh, crap. Your rabbit ears screwed the hood up, didn't it? Yeah, it did. We got to fold it back. Okay, so we're going to fold it back. Pull the head forwards just a bit, but not too much, or we'll screw the hood up in a different direction. Then fold that stuff down. Don't screw the hood up. And fold the head forwards. Ah, we did it. Cool. Okay. Getting this correct with that stupid hood is just a pain. But once you've done it, and if you folded the arms correct, where those were laying flat, the hood should come down, the front of the vehicle should come down and mesh with the core very well. Those connections are solid. And now we can come over here and fiddle with the arms. Let's go ahead and rotate that arm up and down. Now we can come over here, and you can basically figure out how to rotate these arms correctly because, you know, now that you have the head sticking out, you got an idea on how all of this works. So the arms folding down shouldn't be too much of an issue. The best trick I found, crap, I broke this arm off again. Let me go ahead and fix this real quick. Okay. To fix the arm, because they will come off, it's got a little peg on the end, and then on that connection point, there's a little peg hole. We're just going to reconnect that in there. Okay, there it goes, reconnected, and at least it's easy to reconnect. There we are. Now, what you do when you're folding the arm down is remember the little peg piece that sticks out from the wheel that goes to the steering column will go from standing on top to standing outwards on the side of the arm. That way, that will always tell you if you've gotten the arm correct, is if that little steering column piece is facing outwards. Should be on each side facing outwards. You doing the same? Yep, you are. Cool. Let's come down here and finish this transformation by working on the legs. First step with the legs, and these are actually I love this part of the transformation. So we want to kick the leg out, and then just give it two little clicks outwards. Then rotate the hip so that the leg is about to try and kick him in his back. Then click that leg again so that he's now going to be kicking towards the front, and lower it down the rest of the way. Okay, we're going to do the same with the other side. So you want to kick out, 2 clicks, then you're going to rotate this hip so that he's kicking forwards. There we go, rotate it, then kick it forwards, then rotate it again, and click it back down. Once you've done this, if you've done this correctly, the outside of the of his rear of the vehicle, that are his feet, the outsides of the feet, the wheels, I should say, should be facing one another, and it should look really awkward down there. It doesn't fit right? Yeah. Now we're going to actually do the next turning, which is we got to turn the feet individually. They have their own little mountings that they turn on, and each foot turns individually from the others. Now that we've done that, we do the last step, which is actually spin the hips 180 degrees. I like all the turning that happens here. And now this guy like spins and rotates and changes. It's a fun transformation. Nuts, I broke that piece off. Let's put that back. There we go. It's a fun bit of transformation, and I absolutely love this part. This guy is a lot of fun to transform, except for that darn hood. I just don't like the hood part. The hood part is really, really, really annoying, in my opinion. There we go. Got that bit transformed up there, and gotten his arms transformed there. There we have Shockblast, aka Shockwave, transformed into their robot mode. It is a really fun transformation, but definitely not an S rank transformation. I'll give this an A plus ranking for its transformation, and that comes right down to the fact that these arms constantly fall out of their sockets, and this hood is a pain in the butt. I do not like the hood. It annoys the crap out of me working around that hood. Everything else about this transformation is amazing, though. I absolutely love it, and I highly recommend it, especially the leg bit. They don't do that enough in Transformers. I haven't come across another Transformer that makes you spin the legs this many times to get them correct. You got to kick the leg out and then rotate the actual entire leg at the hip, and then you got to kick it back down, and then you got to rotate the foot. At the foot, it's fun. It's a fun transformation. It does a lot, and I would love to, stop motion for this transformation would be something to watch. Thanks again for watching today's video or listening to today's video. I have been Blind Prime, and this big orange thing that's been sleeping on the side of the camera feed the entire video is Cream the Cat, doing his job, who's a guy whose job is to sleep. Yes. Your job is to take siestas while I talk about Transformers. Thanks again for watching. Until next Prime, bye-bye for now.